Hey, morning, how you doing? It's another bright morning. Spring, definitely springing. Couple of more weeks to get into it, I think. And I just wanted to talk a little bit to you about, I suppose remind me as well that being is believing. And that in these challenging times that we call like the whole scare, some people would even say, oh my gosh, it's World War III. It's the World War III that was declared at the beginning of the year. Remember that? How we had a United States president declaring World War III, and this is how we're going on. We've got coronavirus troubling a lot of people, scaring a lot of people, killing a lot of people, and we're calling this a pandemic now. And when you hear those kind of terms, a lot of people are thinking, oh my gosh. And in terms of my health, my well-being, my mental well-being, I've got to think about, wow, what does this mean in the grand scheme of things? How do I calm myself down? And it's been really kind of challenging to think, right, okay, you've got this thing that you can't see, this war, this virus that you cannot see, but it's touching a lot of people to the extent that it's harming people, to the extent that it's killing people. And that's, in terms of protecting, it's really interesting the words that I've been reading on people's different status on social media, in different news items, and also seeing as well. Seeing is believing for some people, and we're seeing it in terms of, you're seeing maps that are telling you that this is how it's being tracked. You're hearing, or sometimes you're not even hearing, you're hearing from leaders telling you this is what you need to do, this is the process. The most basic thing you can do, the most effective thing you can do is to be clean, be hygienic, wash your hands with soap. And then we have some people who take it to the next level, and it's been really interesting. I went and big family. We did run out of loo roll. So what did I do? I did go and buy some loo roll, big pack. Bought my 36 pack of loo roll on Thursday or Friday, and I felt really bad, really strange, really kind of like, why am I doing this? Why am I buying this big packet? And it's like, actually, I normally buy 54. So every few months I'll go and buy 54 loo rolls, because our household gets through it. I'll bulk buy, big family, we get through the loo roll. And it's like, okay, I'll go to the shops. I went to the major supermarkets and they didn't have loo roll. That's fine, it's okay, we'll get through this pandemic phase. And then it was like, right, okay then, why am I caring? Why do I care about what the panic buyers are doing? Then I found some in the South Asian shop. I went to the South Asian supermarket and I found some there, but they'd run out of the big packs. I thought, oh my gosh, maybe I don't need to. Maybe, oh hi Liz, how are you doing? I thought, right, okay then, I'm not going to get some from there. I'll go and get some from street market. Find some guy on the street, and I just thought I'll just go and buy some. Quality of the loo roll, fine. It might not be the triple ply quilted, but it will do. It will do during this period of time that we call a pandemic. So why am I caring? I suppose you need to be able to have empathy and to be able to look out for yourself, see what the news is, and take what you need. Yes, I only bought my little 3 tins of tomatoes. I didn't go and buy my 25, my 26, 28, 50 crate tin of tomatoes. So I can go and stockpile it. I'll go and get my pasta as well. I've also thought about, actually, if the news is saying this and that you can go out, because I'm not expecting to see anybody today walking their dogs, taking their children in pushchairs, going to the park. Can you imagine that? Hey Jackie P, have you been to the park, Jackie? I've been to the park. The park is kind of like, people are walking their dogs, taking their children in pushchairs, and there's a sense of normality to just being in a green open space, seeing people talking to each other, talking to their neighbours, walking their dogs. And I think that's part of the whole self-care. Yes, be knowledgeable or have an inkling of what's going on in the world. So yeah, I've watched the news, I've seen some of the news reports, but I'm not going to bed sleeping on those news reports about coronavirus, and I'm not waking up listening to the intensity of what is happening around the world or in my own domain, in my city, in the UK, completely about coronavirus. I'm looking at the memes, I'm laughing with the kids and the teenagers with the memes. It's funny, if you can't laugh, what are you going to do? If you cannot laugh at the you're going to make yourself really, really ill. Ill on the inside, ill on the outside. Laughter is good medicine. So I definitely concur that, yeah, you've got to be able to say, right, we understand what's going on in the news because it's real. We understand that it's real because it's affecting people that we know. Some people are embarrassed. Some people are catching the virus, the coronavirus, and they're probably not going to tell their friends and family because they're embarrassed. That's how we are as a human being, as a nation of people. Sometimes we're embarrassed. That's how we've been socialised, to be embarrassed when something that is affecting us. We don't want to talk about it. We don't want to share it. Kind of thing. I went out on Saturday night to a really good friend's birthday. She was celebrating a big birthday, and it was really cool to spend time with her. And it was like, literally, I'm a hugsy type of person. When you're seeing your friends or the people you ain't connected with a long time, I like to go and hug people. And it's like, well, no, you've got to do the whole elbow thing. Is that natural? Not natural for me, but at the same time, you have to take precautions. And so, yeah, there was the whole, we were kind of restrained. And then after two minutes, we're like, you know what? Let's just give each other a hug. Come on, give each other a hug. But you know that when you get home, you're going to go and let go, aren't you? Hey, Georgina, how are you? How you doing? I like to hug. So I've hugged a lot of my peeps, a lot of my friends who I see. Coronavirus ain't going to stop me from hugging people. But if people feel... Yeah, I even went to a workshop in Nottingham last week, Thursday, and I saw a good friend, Rosie, and it was like, she was like, B, I don't like this elbow business. And I said, do you know what? We just gave each other a hug. I ain't seen her in a long time. I'm going to hug you. It's good for my mental health. I don't care. It's fine. Well, I do care, but I don't care. Do you understand? It's like, I suppose when I get home, I wash. Or after I've hugged you, I can go into the bathroom and put on my alcohol gel. Or just get soap and water. It's really interesting how bars of soap in the shops have also disappeared off. It was like, what? I don't need to be thinking that I need to go and get the actual anti-bac. If soap isn't good enough to clean your hands and sing happy birthday to twice, you don't need to go and rinse out a shop because of anti-bac. Yes, look after yourself, but let's take reasonable measures and calm down. I'm in the park. It's nice and gentle and nice and peaceful. I'm seeing elders, they're walking their dogs. I'm seeing people with their pushchairs. I'm seeing the little kid on the bike. Get out into the open spaces. Look after yourself. Look after your head. Look after what's going on inside you. Let's get things into perspective. Yes, being is believing, and it's nice to be able to say, right, okay then, maybe this park, this actual playground, maybe it's not going to be populated today because we're looking at, hard surfaces and the things that's, oh, hi V, how things stay on the surfaces. So we have to be mindful of that. So yeah, I'm not necessarily going to go and touch these surfaces of the playground equipment. But I am going to walk in the open space, get my 2,000 steps in for today. I don't know if I can do 10,000 steps, I'm telling you, because Tuesday when I was dancing at the weekend at my friend's 50th, it was like, woo, I'm feeling like I've done a proper workout. I need to probably go dancing a bit more with some more friends. So yeah, care about the situation. We know what's going on. We know there's a pandemic. That's number one. So yeah, do care. We know what's going on. But also, there's also some groups that are being set up. Some people are setting up some community groups online. It's almost like a little kind of hub where you can get in touch with, if you're feeling that you can't look after, if you can look out for somebody else, look out for somebody else. Give somebody a bell, call them. If they might need something, they might need a tin of tomatoes. They might need that loo roll. They might just need somebody to say, do you know what? It's okay. What's in the news, take it, pinch. You don't need to have the whole cube. the whole cube of sugar, just take a little pinch there of it and add it to your daily information. In fact, you don't even need to even take in the information so much so, because that can be really overwhelming to know that there's a pandemic and you don't know that you can't see this invisible thing. It's like, oh! Breathing as well. So in terms of your deep breaths in, and you just go. Okay, I'm trying. Okay, this was it. The exercise. Deep breath in. And out. Listening to the birds. And breathing in again. And breathing out. And it's not often that we get the sun to lick on our faces. I recommend it. Hey Darren, how you doing? We're just taking some moment to care. Give somebody a bell, phone call. Maybe send someone a text, see how they're doing. Care about what's going off. The self-care is about knowing that this is not going to last forever. This is a particular moment in time, which may last a few weeks, it may last a few months, but it's not seriously going to be forever, because everything changes, the situation changes, and the reality of being in this space that I call Monday today. Yesterday was Sunday, and if you've been hearing the news, it's like, switch it off. Switch it off. You're not necessary. You don't need to do that to yourself. That ain't self-care. That's torturing yourself. If you're going to be hearing all of that all the time, yes, it's about in moderation, and it's really hard for it to be in moderation when every single channel, every single radio station, every single top of the hour news wants to be able to tell you some sort of sound bites that is going to impact on you. I was thinking, I need to go and get a haircut. I need to go to the barbers. And I'm just thinking, do I want to do that? I might just hold out and get a big, massive afro if my hair allows it. So I just thought, I might just wait a few weeks and just see how this pans out. Let me see if I can manage my hairstyle for a few. I don't know if I'm going to go to the barbers for a while. And then it's like, actually, when I got time, I'll go to the barbers and get my hair cut. It's all right. Let's get things in perspective. They clean their tools. I'll make sure I wash my hands. I'll ask if I feel like, my barber. Because otherwise, life doesn't function as you need it to function, as it should function. And we've had loads of people are ill all the time. People are dying from things all the time. And this might not be the most serious illness that we are documenting or talking about. Who knows? Maybe coronavirus is not even the flu that people... Because I'm very sure that when my mum, who's in London, she gets flu jabs, that's a flu jab. People were worried about, again, elders and young people, and said they need to have flu jabs. And you're thinking, oh, okay, maybe that's something I need to be considering. Maybe that's something in terms of that people are dying from other things as well. So that's another self-care mechanism, that this is not the only thing. Coronavirus is not the only thing that's harming us or killing us as humans, as a society. So again, that's taking that into perspective and making us realise, right, in terms of our self-care, take the news, take it with a pinch of salt, a little sugar, and understanding it's not the biggest deal in our lives as well. You don't have, yes, there's isolation and self-isolation, and then there's isolation of information as well, and being able to compartmentalise without hurting or without do you know when you blow things out of proportion and you take it to the next level as well? It's real. This is real. Giving a monkeys about people, giving a monkeys about yourself, giving a monkeys about the news. Let's just consider that for a moment. So what I'm saying, you've got to care, you've got to self-care, and you've got to give a monkeys. If we didn't care as a society, if we didn't give a monkeys about our fellow man, it'll be like some sort of dystopian fantasy. Right now, I didn't even think that the sun would be shining when I came out. Came out today, come do a little bit of a walk, and you're thinking, wow, maybe it's going to be some sort of dystopian novel come to reality, and you're thinking it's going to be all grey and dark, and the end of the world is nigh, and people are panic buying, and what am I going to do, and how am I going to, should I ever even talk to anybody, do I have to cut people off? Do you remember at the beginning of the year we said that if there were some of us that said, you got to cut people off that you don't even enjoy being around, or who don't give you the energy. That will be biting us now in the backside, because it's like if we're going to isolate ourselves in that way and self-isolate, and not self-isolate because you may or may not have the virus, because that's what they're saying as well. They being experts, medical experts, and then it's also exacerbated or by the news. So the news will also make it seem like, right, okay then, this is the biggest deal since sliced bread. People are out, people are walking, people are sharing, dogs are barking, and the buds still grow. The daffodils are budding. The trees are beginning to show that they are going to provide their greenery. The birds are singing, and parents and grandparents are walking with their children in the spaces, in the green spaces. So yeah, go out, take a walk. If you're at home, just consider that you can always reach out to people. There are groups that are available for you to chat to people. If you want to hit me up. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook. Drop me a message and I'll drop you a line back. I might not be able to talk to you. I might be busy in a meeting. I might be creating a way of expressing myself. I might be writing some poetry. I might write some poetry. I've been really kind of like, oh, okay then, this is happening. You might be inspired. What inspires you? Does nature inspire you? Just breathing inspire you? The fact that we can breathe every day is really, don't you think? Yeah, that's the most important thing. Your body says you're alive just by breathing, just by taking breath, and that's an automatic thing. It's an automatic thing. So I think it's also about being grateful. Self-care can be hard, but yeah, take your wash, look after yourself by washing, by cleaning your hands, not getting excessive about it. Bar of soap will do it. You don't need extra anti-bac anything to come and totally kill you. Looking out for give your elderly neighbour, that grandparent, give them a smile, give them a call, give them a knock on the door. Give that young mum, that old mum, that parent, that foster kid, give them a chat, 5 minutes of your time, because they are the people who might be feeling, I can't cope with all of this extra, too much knowledge, this information, this overload. I'm just taking time for me. I'm just looking, this is my little few minutes of peace. This is my little few minutes of gratitude. I'm just so grateful to be able to see tree bark up close. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. That there is for me something that I appreciate that. And the contours and the roughness of the shape, and that, and the kind of like the is it, what would you call it, lichen? Would you call it lichen or moss? It's growing on there, the spores. Those are the things that we got to appreciate. Let's appreciate it. Let's appreciate it, because coronavirus may or may not kill you, but believe in reincarnation, you'll come back again and you'll do more things, better things. You'll learn from this particular moment in time and you'll say, yeah, that happened, but when I come back, I'm going to be even better and badass at something. Dream drops are for you to consider how you contribute to what's going on. You are in control of what's happening. You can step out your house. You don't have to lock the door. You don't have to, rely on just people delivering things to you. You can have conversations. But if you have a weak immune system, or if you have weak lungs and you therefore have to take care of yourself in a different way, then put those measures in place to take care of yourself in a different way. Be mindful that other people may not want to be hearing that coronavirus is going to mess up your week, mess up your time. Dream a little, kindness. Hey Amanda, how you doing? Dream a little and drop kindness. That's what I'm going to say. Being is believing. I definitely say that by dropping kindness to people, to yourself, we're going to get through this thing called pandemic, coronavirus, mass shopping, etc. Be kind to yourself. Be good to yourself. Drop the kindness with people. Dream. When you're dreaming, you're able to calm yourself as well. Dreaming is a really good way, and meditating is a way for you to be able to dream and vision for yourself, and take the reality in a new direction for you as well. Never ever think that this condition is not permanent. This situation is not permanent. It changes, and it may seem like you're in it for a long time, but actually you are moving. You are moving. The planet's moving. Situations change. People make different decisions. Prime Minister said something last week, and this week government's changed their tune a little bit about how they're sharing information. Bear that in mind. People are responding in different ways. If you're going to learn, you might go and say you're going to learn by online means. There's people who are learning things online. Good morning. There are people saying they're going to shut down establishments, stop events happening, do your whole elbow malarkey as well. But anyway, I think I need a coffee. I've had my glass of water this morning before coming out. I think I definitely need a coffee. So I might go and, if I don't get a Lady Grey with honey in it, I'm going to find myself a coffee. Put some almond milk in it. Morning, Claire. Definitely. I saw your post, Claire, on Facebook, and I just thought that was really interesting in terms of people being safe, people being mindful as well that there are other people we need to care about and be involved in this process of being true to who we are. Look at that. Just beautiful. Can you hear that? It's just enough for you to come out of your house and just experience these things. Love it. I absolutely do enjoy this as well. I think it's amazing. It's amazing. I think that was a dog. Probably came up to me and was enjoying my conversation. Anyway, let's get things in perspective. Let's care about each other. Let's be mindful that you can overwhelm yourself and that's a valid feeling, to feel overwhelmed, but also to try and remember that you are in control. And in terms of your mental health, you can look after yourself. It can be overwhelming to look at a little dot on a map growing bigger when you're looking at the number of cases doing X, Y, Z, and also saying, right, okay, then it could happen right now in my space. It can be overwhelming when you're looking at your newborn child or looking at your elderly family member or friend and thinking, how can I help them? How can I protect them? And wondering what institutional decisions are going to be made in order to support your ideas, support your beliefs at the moment, and hoping that the right decisions are made. But the things you can do, whether it's about hygiene and washing your hands, whether it's about giving somebody a phone call and making them feel important at that time, and whether it's about taking time out to walk and see the absolute beauty of life, it's all good. Chat to you again soon.